Hey everybody, so for discussion number 3, this week we've been looking at chapter 4 on gender. So for this discussion, I want you to complete and answer the following. First, I'd like you to describe the difference between sex and gender. You can define or kind of describe that. I kind of presented it in a chart form, but you're welcome to present it or describe it in any way that makes sense to you. 2, what are some stereotypes in our culture of what it means to be male? In other words, what stereotypically comes to mind when you think of someone who's male? This could be words, hobbies, interests, expressions, adjectives, whatever. Stereotypically, like men like to drink beer and watch football, right? Those are the first 2 things that came to my mind, but both of those sound great to me. What are some stereotypes in our culture of what it means to be female would be number 3. In other words, what stereotypically comes to mind when you think of someone who's female or a woman? This could be words, hobbies, interests, expressions, adjectives, etc. My first thought here was someone who likes to go shopping. So random, right? There are stereotypes that we have. And then number 4, I want you to think of a time that somebody gave you a gender role injunction. In other words, you are male or female, therefore you should do blank. I want you to share it and describe it along with your reaction. So I was camping the other day, and I heard in the tent next to me, like the campsite next to us, I heard the woman yell, "Well, you're the man. You should kill the spider." And he like laughed and screamed and said, "Well, I'm scared of spiders. You should get the spider." Right. So that would be a gender role injunction. You are male, therefore you should blank. Or you're male, so you should like football. Right. That kind of stuff. So I look forward to seeing what you come up with and reading your responses, and I will see you all next week.